Paul? Yay! All yours. Thanks for that. No, it means a lot because I have been told I have resting murderer face. It's really frustrating now. I feel like I need to smile all the time just to put people at ease, you know, just. It's pretty frustrating because I genuinely love kids, and people get weird when I declare that in public. I love kids. What's so wrong with that? This is a true story. Actually, a friend of mine invited me to meet him and his two kids at a children's museum. Super excited. Hadn't seen him in a while. I'm like, Dustin, I'll be right there. I grab my trench coat. I hop in the car. But you guys don't hop into cars? But. So I get to the Children's Museum, I walk up to the ticket lady, and all I say is, yes, one adult for the Children's Museum, please. She goes, sir, this is a museum for children. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm here to meet some kids. But she goes, sir, you have to be a parent or a guardian. I'm like, well, sometimes they call me uncle. Then she goes, sir, I'm sorry, but I can't let you into the museum unless you have children with you. I'm like, yeah, but I can't get to the children unless you let me into the museum. How to explain the whole thing again to security? Yeah, they actually made me text my friend to come out, vouch for me, and escort me into the Children's Museum. You want to know what? After all of that, I had a great time with the children. So. Beautiful day. It's really nice being here in Marana, surrounded by people with realistic life expectations. I'm from Hollywood. You don't get that a lot, you know? Everyone in Hollywood's like, yeah, I'm pretty much going to be a multi-million-dollar actor, then maybe get into producing, then directing, then I don't know, maybe design a clothing brand. Did you want to hear our specials? I guess I'm no different. I recently got into acting because I have a wide emotional range, and but I was acting in a commercial recently, and right in the middle of a take, the director stops me and says, "Paul, why are you acting like a serial killer?" I wasn't. I was acting like a waiter. Seriously, this is all I did in the scene. This is all I did. I just walked up to the lady and said, "Welcome. You look ready to eat." It's a mean thing to say to someone, right? It's like saying, "Hey, Paul, quit acting like someone who's killed more than once." Oh, I looked it up. According to the FBI, you have to kill at least 3 people to be considered a serial killer. So, technically, I could still kill 2. And I'd be acting like a regular killer. Did I make you all uncomfortable? Oh, this was cool. I got 3 auditions last week. Next to character description. Did somebody almost want to give a round of applause? Sorry, I'm not used to that. But next to character description, they all said one thing, which was a little hurtful. It said, "Must be comfortable portraying a racist." And what's even more hurtful is I booked them. All of them. And I didn't even have to read. I just walked in. They're like, yeah, you'll do. I'm like, do what? I'm starting to feel like acting is starting to mess with my head, though. Like, it's like seeping in my everyday life, though, because I was at the gym and I was playing basketball. And this guy started talking trash to me, but I started to cry immediately. Oh, it's pretty cool. I did get an audition I was excited about. I got an audition to play the prince in a remake of Sleeping Beauty. The applause is so hesitant. We don't quite know if we want to. I feel the energy just be like, That's on me. That's on me. I'll make it very obvious if I'm expecting applause. So I had an audition for something I was very excited about. It was to play the prince in a remake of Sleeping Beauty. How did you know? The audition didn't go well. No, I performed well. They're like, that was a good audition, Paul, but sorry, we've just never seen a bald Disney prince before. And my question is, why not? Can anyone tell me why you need hair to be a Disney prince? Huh? Let me assure you, I am every bit as capable of kissing a woman who's sleeping. For the role, not like in real life. No, not today, not today. Trust me, if I was like a prince in real life, all right, and fairies came to me and were like, Prince Baldy, you have to kiss Sleeping Beauty to break the curse, I'd be like, I'm sorry, do I have her enthusiastic consent? She may be sleeping, but Prince Baldy is woke. All right, we're still not clear. We're still not clear. I mean, how hard would it be? How hard would it be to have like a Disney movie with like a bald prince? You just have like a princess in a castle. Maybe she's like talking to a bird on her finger. You know what I mean? Like, oh, hi, Trilly Timmy. I don't know what his name would be. Oh, I'm just sad because every prince in the land has beautiful, long, thick, flowing hair. Oh, no. Not for me, Trilly Timmy. You see, I want a prince who's bald. If you applaud after every line, this will be a very long song. Which I'm fine with. Just spitballing, I don't know. I want a prince whose scalp has seen it all. I'm actually learning it's you, miss. You applaud for everything I say. And I wish I was beneath that, but I'm not. I need that. That's helpful. If a prince such as this should give me a kiss, my life would be such bliss. La 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 la. I feel like you're expecting more. Yeah? All right. I want a prince who's slick and sheen with no hair on his head. A prince who, when I look at him, I see my reflection instead. feel him in my heart. I know that he'll be strong and true, and like his hair, we will never part. I know a prince with a scoop of head will always treat me better. He'll love me true and never leave, 'cause he knows deep down I settled. That one hurt me too. I don't know why I came up with it. I know he'll come through every obstacle. He'll love me true with every broken follicle. Oh, I want a prince who's bold, la la la. I don't know, maybe. Maybe she like looks out, sees a man riding on a horse, wind blowing to where his hair should be. Who's that, Trinny Timmy? Prince Al? Oh, Prince Al Opisha. Oh, this was pretty cool. I'm gonna preempt it. I'll expect an applause break, so there's no ambiguity. Not now. So this guy just starts clapping now. I'm gonna say a thing. And the typical MO of this audience is, do we applaud or not? So we're gonna decide now, so it's not awkward for anybody. Paul's gonna say a thing, and we'll just applaud. No, not now. You're teaching me a valuable lesson on letting go of my control issues. Oh, that wasn't the thing. No, but this is true. I did get a lead in a Shakespeare play. Well, yeah, that was the thing. Were you still unclear? Gentlemen, like, that might have been the thing. Sure felt like the thing, but I'm going to clarify. Has it been 90 minutes yet? Because it sure feels like. What are you, a seal? So I got the lead in a Shakespeare play. Don't applaud there, because we already did. And it's been pretty good, I guess. Just, I remember studying Shakespeare in high school, and I found him long-winded and boring. But now that I've been in a Shakespeare play and I'm studying, I'm finding he's also a condescending jerk. Why are you always talking over my head, William? I have no idea what you're saying, all right? Dumb it down, will you? He's always like, anon the sun's warmth did kiss the morning dew. You're saying it's morning, right? Just say it's morning. And it's so long. So, like, Hamlet is a 4-hour play, right? 4-hour play, and this is the whole plot. Prince, uncle, murders his father. Disney knocked out the exact same plot in 90 minutes. That's The Lion King. Yeah, and Lion King made it easy on me by throwing just a bunch of silly songs so I can follow the plot. And Disney still had time to throw in a very weird lion sex scene in the middle of it. Did we want to forget that part too? You don't remember that? You remember the old cartoon version? Simba and Nala are in the wilderness and... it got hot. It got hot, everybody. There was some lion loving going on, and I guess Disney just thought we all wanted to see that. Some Disney producer must have been like watching National Geographic, and two lions started doing it. They're like, this is what the people want. You wonder what would make it perfect, though? I'm gonna throw in Elton John. No, that... Just don't get why you had to be so long-winded, you know? It's like writers and artists, they like create from their everyday experience. Writers write from their everyday experience. My comedy's from my everyday experience. No, not there. Now it's just becoming disruptive. And I want to connect with you all, and I feel like you just really just want to clap whenever you want. You don't care about what I have to say. And you applaud for that too. Okay. I've got 499 more performances to get to this year, okay? I'm just saying that if that was how Shakespeare was in everyday life, I don't think any of us would be his friend. If we were all hanging out, you know what I mean? It would just be like, oh great, here comes William. Oh my gosh, not William again. Finally, we're just like, William, how art thou? I have of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth. Okay, guys, what does mirth mean? Does anybody know what mirth means? He's lost it. He's lost his mirth. Anybody? Mirth. Anybody? What's he trying? Mirth. Wasn't that one of the wise men gave Jesus? What is he? Did he lose his gift to Jesus? What is he trying to say? Sorry about that, William. I've also forgone all custom of exercises, and indeed it goes so heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. Sterile promontory? Anybody sterile? Is he saying he's sterile? Is he saying he can't have kids? He can't. Is that why Anne Hathaway left him? What? Is he sterile? Promontory? What is that? A promontory? Is that like a tree for some fruit we don't know? Promontory? Is it a pomegranate tree? Is that what he's trying to say? A pomegranate? We're sorry about that, William. Sorry about your sterility. This brave o'erhanging firmament, this majestical roof fretted with golden fire, why it appears no other thing to me than a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. Anybody? I think he's mad at the air. It sounds like he's mad at the air. That's the best that I can do. Anybody? Nobody? We're sorry about that, William. What a piece of work is man, how noble in reason, how infinite in faculty and form and moving, how express and admirable in action, how like an angel in apprehension, how like a god. Anybody follow that? No? Let's just try to be quiet. He's still going. The beauty of the world, the paragon of animals, and yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Quintessence of dust, anyone? Quintessence of dust. What is it? I would like to know what quintessence is first. Anybody? Quintessence? It sounds like five essences? Is he trying to say, what are the 5 essences of dust? I don't... Does dust have any essence? Little yet 5? I don't... We're sorry about your quintessence of dust, William. We're sorry. Man delights not me, no. No woman neither. That one I got. He doesn't like men or women, and I'm a man, and there's lots of women here, and I resent that. You know, Shakespeare, has it ever occurred to you just to ask how we're doing? Oh, this is the other thing, is they say like half of Shakespeare's plays are comedies. None of them are funny. But that means he's a comedian, all right? Does that mean, I know what it's like to be a comedian. Okay, William Shakespeare, you're gonna tell me you were working out your comedic material at a 16th century open mic, Like I have to do? Shakespeare's just coming out like, alas, I have recently become single. Where are my single people at? Yes? I had to sign up for parchment dating. Has anybody had to sign up for parchment dating? 'Tis ridiculous. What sayest thou? I had to fill out a parchment profile. Have the town painter commit mine visage to parchment painting profile. And the non-parchments of available young maidens started wafting in. Those I desired, I swiped on a pile to the right. Those I desired not, I swiped to the left. And anon, I did select a maiden of who I desired greatly. However, when we met at the gala, it was pure, her parchment was a pure deception. She claimed to be of the house of Montague, but was clearly of the house of Denny's. And anon, her profile painting was clearly of her younger years. Deception! Oh, if you actually do like Shakespeare, first of all, sorry. Secondly, you'll appreciate this, though, if you think about it. That was a set within a set. And for those of you who are popular in high school, I'll explain what that meant. See, Shakespeare, one of his plot devices is he would do a play within a play. And I did a set within a set. So I'm pretty much William Shakespeare. What are we at, about the 2-hour mark now? It's gonna be really honest, I don't know why I'm single either. Did you just say I do? Please enlighten me. Lady in the front row who likes to hurt people's feelings? I'm doing everything I can, all right? I am on all the dating apps. I'm working on my... Oh, did you not get that that was a bit of Shakespeare being in the 16th century and you... This one actually thinks I was Shakespeare. I do hear a lot of comedians ripping on dating apps, and I would like it to stop because I love them. Tinder, everybody's ripping on Tinder, all right? Let me tell you something. I love Tinder because Tinder allows me to cram years of rejection into minutes. Oh, I did upgrade to Bumble, though. We know Bumble here in Marana. It's kind of like Tinder. You swipe right, swipe left, right, if you're attracted or whatever. However, there's a caveat. If you match with a woman, she has to send the first message, right? She has to make the first move. That way, as a man, I'm not, wasting time sending messages to women who aren't interested. And I gotta tell you something. It's working. I am saving so much time. It's like I'm not wasting time sending messages. I'm not wasting time getting messages. I haven't spent any time on a date. It's like, Bumble's giving me my life back, everyone. And it's been really great. I did want to improve my online dating, though. So I actually bought an online course to be better at online dating. And, Cost me $100. It ended up being a 7-page downloadable PDF. So I'll just go ahead and give it to all of you for free. It was real big on the pictures, though. You have to have the right gallery of pictures, all right? So these are the 4 crucial pictures that you need to have on your dating profile to attract a woman. Number 1, nice headshot with you giving a smile. Of course, you have all seen my smile. It's a winner. So I uploaded a picture of that, and then the second picture says you need to upload a lifestyle picture. You want to give the woman an idea of what everyday life with you will be like. However, their sample picture is a guy in a white tuxedo in front of a mansion with 2 Lamborghinis. So I was like, actually, that's perfect. So I just uploaded that picture to my profile. Like, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. I don't have a white tuxedo, but. Oh, the third picture, it was a challenge. I gotta admit, I struggled with it. The third picture, this is what it said. It said, you need a picture where you're dominating other men and you have to be better looking than all of the men in the picture. How was your show, Paul, other than the audience had better punchlines than me? Quite good. So I needed to find a picture where I'm dominating other men and I'm the best looking. Went to my LA Fitness and I was like, hey, if you're uglier than me, can we play basketball real quick? Unfortunately, my gym is in downtown Hollywood, and all of the men are gorgeous. So, but I looked long and hard, and I found the perfect picture where I was dominating other men, and I'm the best looking. So I uploaded a picture of me just crushing my nephews at Monopoly. Let me tell you something. My nephew's so ugly. The final picture they said is upload a picture of you fixing something. I guess, women want to see a man who can fix things. That was easy, no problem. I just uploaded a picture of me talking to my therapist. Even after all that, I did, just got dumped on Monday via text message. She said I was emotionally high maintenance. Yeah, I just stopped crying. It's so weird because in my mind that was hilarious. Sir, could you do better than that for me real quick? Because I literally thought that the sympathy would stop there, and then it would be like, oh, he just stopped crying, and he's emotionally high maintenance. That's irony, and he doesn't get it. Yeah, I was talking to my friend about it, and I was just like, I don't know, maybe she's just not attracted to bald guys. It's not for every woman or whatever. And my friend said to me, Paul, women aren't turned off you because you're bald. They're turned off you because you're insecure about it. Yeah. And I was like, whew. Because here I thought it was a minor physical defect. Turns out it's a huge character flaw. That was close. Because I just talked to my therapist about it, took a picture, and uploaded it to my Bumble profile. So it all... I was talking to my mom. I was commiserating a little bit. You know, I was a little bummed being single. And my mom said, Paul, don't worry. You'll find love when you least expect it. Well, I had an epiphany recently. I was on a road trip. I was in the middle of the desert. I was at a rest stop, bathroom, sitting on a toilet with the stall locked. And that's when it hit me. This is when I least expect to find love. If what my mom said is true, the woman of my dreams is at that very same rest stop. She's somehow gonna walk into the men's bathroom by accident, trip and fall, and slide with enough force to slide underneath the bathroom stall, and our eyes meet. So I'm thinking about this, I'm really excited. I'm like, this is when it's gonna happen for me, and I kid you not, right then, the bathroom door opens. And evidently, I'm in love with a 300-pound trucker named Bubba. Just kidding, it wasn't love, it was mostly just physical. That made you uncomfortable, I assure you. That's about as edgy as I get. So, we're gonna be okay. I don't know, it's just a challenge in LA, you know? Like, I was raised in a very, religious, traditional household, you know, I appreciate traditional women, and there's not a lot of traditional women in Los Angeles, you know? It's like, I just miss the days. Like, I just want to ask a woman out and just have it be very traditional. Just be like, hey, would you like to go out? And of course she goes like, well, I do declare, Mr. Green, any man who desires my hand in courtship must first get the approval of my father. And of course I'm not even paying attention because I'm just trying to check out her ankles. Excuse me, Mr. Green, I'm up here. Oh, here's some good news for those of you who felt sorry for me. I did actually have a really good date. We were on Santa Monica Pier. It's a beautiful night, the moon's out. We're really having a good connection, and then she tells me she's way into Shakespeare. Oh, no. And I'm like, I know a little bit about Shakespeare. So when it was time for the first kiss, I thought, I just leaned in and I said, if I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this. My lips two blushing pilgrims ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss. Haven't heard from her since. It's been a while since I've read Romeo and Juliet, but I don't remember the part where Juliet blocks Romeo on Facebook. Is that one of those modern interpretations, you know? We're gonna make it modern. I met a really attractive lady at a party and got her phone number, and I texted her, and it's been about 2 weeks, and I haven't heard back. And today, I'm just gonna be vulnerable with you all, okay? I'm gonna share my emotions, okay? feeling very vulnerable and weak. And I caught myself just hoping she's dead. No, not like out of ill will, like out of hope. Like maybe she was still interested. She was gonna text me back, but then she died.
Without an 800 prefix.
What's really interesting is looking at you. You actually do look like me in 20 years. Which is good news for me, because that means my jokes get better. So. One day I'll be in the back row of a comedian being like, "Did you think of this tag, moron?" So I guess, my new Bumble profile, I told you about. It must be working, because I actually did just match with a very attractive lady. Now, I don't know about you, but anytime I match with an attractive lady online, my immediate thought is like, oh yeah, I am definitely getting scammed. Just like, right, there's like no way she's real, right? This is just some catfisher, some middle-aged loser. He's probably single and lives alone. He's probably like bald with a beard and wears like outdated blue blazers and jeans. Like a real loser, So I matched with her and we planned dinner and I'm like, I wonder who's gonna show up. Or if I'm never heard of again, who knows? And I kid you not, she showed up. It was her. She was beautiful, as advertised, gorgeous. And the moment she opened her mouth, that's when I knew. She didn't actually speak English. But no, that's good for me. That's good for me, because usually where I ruin relationships is the talking part. So I'm like, if she can't understand me, so we have dinner, there's like instant chemistry, and this is literally what we did. To communicate, we would just type into Google Translate on our phones, pass it back and forth, and just talking. And like, Google Translator gives me a lot of time to not say a lot of the dumb things I would have just said off the top of my head. Matter of fact, the date went so well that the next morning, I downloaded Rosetta Stone. That's how I felt about it. Do you gotta say that? I don't know who they got to do the Spanish voiceover work on Rosetta Stone. All I know is I never hear Spanish like that ever in real life. Everyone on Rosetta Stone, it's like, El hombre, la mujer. Does Rosetta Stone think we all want to be Telemundo hosts or something? I just don't. It's like, I'm from Phoenix. Where's the Spanish I'm used to? Like, ole, Holmes, está estúpido, feo, gringo, piense que haces adelante. So we have our second date, and it's the end of the night. I'm walking to her door, and I'm like, this is going pretty well. I'm gonna try to woo her with some of the Spanish that I've learned on Rosetta Stone. So I was like, I knew the perfect words to say. So doorstep are there, and I lean in and I say, El hombre, la mujer. And she said, adios, muchacho. So I know, we're looking for a happy ending. So am I. my therapist? Should I take a picture of us? I don't know. Was raised in a really large family with 8 kids, and it was really challenging because 2 of them were my parents. Of course, with that many kids, you know, I had to learn to live without certain things, like love. Get a lot of mixed reactions from this audience. Some feel free to laugh, some feel like I need empathy, like I'm not doing okay, which I guess is accurate. As a child, I did spend a brief couple years as a minority. I'll explain. Because it turns out that only 4% children pee their pants at school. I was one of the 4%. So minority. I feel like I made a lot of people uncomfortable with that approach. No, it's true. I was having accidents at school. My mom took me to a therapist, but they diagnosed me with ADD. And they said my ADD was why I was having accidents at school. Evidently, I was getting distracted from holding it. Guess I'd just be there, like at my desk, like hold it, hold it, hold it. Glue tastes good. Keep my pants. Got distracted from holding it. I read this article about it. I was doing some research, and I don't know why I said research like that. But this article said that a child who has accidents in school, it's the 3rd most traumatic thing a child can experience. How comfortable are you with me telling you what number 1 and number 2 is? Excuse the pun. Gonna get a little dark. Can we just be cool with it? Because we're talking about childhood trauma here. And it's no laughing matter. But we're all gonna laugh at it. The number 1 most traumatic thing a child can experience is losing a parent. Hey, we said we could laugh. The 2nd most traumatic thing a child can experience is going blind. Number 3, peeing your pants at school. Now, I know we're not supposed to compare tragedies, all right? But in some ways, hear me out, I think I had it a little worse. Okay? Because if you think about it, you can only lose a parent twice. You can only go blind once. I peed my pants every day there was apple juice in the cafeteria. So, less dramatic, significantly more often. I remember one of the first days it happened, I was mortified, and because I had this disaster zone, and I had to walk home from school, and I'm like, what? Everybody's gonna. But I thought quick. I had this idea. So what I did is I took my backpack and I loosened the straps, and I put my backpack on my front low enough so it would hang down and cover the area so that I would remain inconspicuous. However, what I quickly learned is having a low-hanging backpack on your stomach is also very conspicuous. So now my friends are coming up to me like, Paul, why is your backpack on your front? And I had to think fast. I was like, oh, it's just my force field. And in a way, wasn't it? But when I would say that, the other kids, they just kind of laughed. They're like, oh yeah, huh? And I learned a valuable lesson that day. If I'm ever insecure or uncomfortable about something, all I have to do is say a joke and people will laugh and not look any further. And that's how I ended up here. This guy's like, no, he needs 2 more. And done. I mean, I'm sure you can just tell by looking at me, but yes, I was on the high school football team. And no, I wasn't the kicker. Okay, were you the kicker? No, okay, because the kicker actually played. Is he the kicker? Oh, I just saw Dad nuzzle his son like, ha ha, you're the kicker, son, and I'm still disappointed in you. Just kidding, it seemed very fatherly son bonding. So what happened there? Like, what? Oh, he's a bench warmer? Way to out him in public, Dad. That's, you just watch, 20 years, he's gonna be right here. And my dad never loved me because I was a bench warmer, and now I tell jokes to try to hide the pain. I'm with you, son. I'm with you. I'm not making this up, I was the 6th string wide receiver. Sixth string. There were 5 better. But even then, my team still had a cute little nickname for me. They used to call me Water! So flattered I had a nickname. But there's a lesson to be learned here, okay? I hated playing football, but I signed up for the team and I committed to it and I refused to quit, all right? I hated practice. I would get knocked on my butt all the time. I was no good, but I didn't quit. I persevered, and on the last game of the season, the coach put me in as the starting wide receiver. It was probably just because the 5 wide receivers in front of me were ineligible due to failing grades. And also because the coach couldn't get anyone on the basketball team to fill in. Or the soccer team. Or the track team. Or the wrestling team, or the baseball team. Or the softball team, the tetherball team, the badminton team, the cycling team, the gymnastics team, or the curling team. Or the speech club, the debate club, the mathletes, the ASL club, the insurance club, the investment club, or the science club. Or the marching band, the choir, the orchestra, the jazz choir, the glee club, or the symphony. Or the student body government, the skaters, the stoners, the gangbangers, the motorheads, the dweebies, the nerds, the preppies, the goths, the jocks, or the geeks. But after all them, and after the ref said we couldn't go on with just 10 players, I was in! Good thing he didn't ask the underwater basket weaving club. They had some aggressive players. Needless to say, our team was not victorious that night. See, but personally, I like to consider it a victory for the other team. But the coach pulled me aside after the game, and he was like, Paul, seeing the way that you stuck it out this season, you didn't quit, and you came through for us as best as you could on this last game. Next year, I want you to play in the band. No, and that worked out great, because I didn't really have an interest in dating. So I'm a stand-up comedian, obvi, and but sometimes to make ends meet, I actually work for a software company, and this was pretty cool. Actually, I just recently got a very prestigious award that the CEO gave me in front of the entire company, which was really cool. Oh, well, I guess technically it wasn't the CEO, it was just one of the top managers. I guess technically it wasn't in front of the entire company, it was in front of an HR rep who represented the entire company. And I guess it wasn't an award so much as they laid me off. But I was the only one in my department to receive the award, so very prestigious. Found myself in a position I had to make a quick buck, and she got a real estate license, and I learned very quickly it's actually really hard to make money as a realtor. I did learn a little trick though. Easiest way to make money as a realtor is to get another job. Although it did become very difficult for me to convince people to let me sell their house while I was delivering their pizza. So I have to be like, here's your pepperoni. Is this a 3-bedroom, 2-bed? This would sell fast on the open market. Oh, I did get a job as a high school bus driver, and that was the scariest experience of my life. The first route they put me on was driving all of the students in the high school district with severe anger management disorder. I asked my manager, I'm like, why are you putting me on that route? He's like, I don't know, Paul. I just think the students will be able to relate to you. Okay. So I picked up those students on the first day. It's very different than what I expected. All the students got on the bus. They just sat down. Nobody said a word. Nobody looked at each other. They just sat, just looked forward. No music, no talking, no incidences. Incidences? I think that's right. But there was just this tension under the surface. You could feel at any moment it would explode. So 2 weeks in, driving along, everybody's quiet. Hit a bump, and I hear some commotion. I look in that gigantic rearview mirror, and I see what I can only describe as MMA fighting, but violent.
In the back window seat at 5'5", 140 pounds is David. My parents just got divorced, Johnson. And in the middle aisle seat at 5'3", 120 pounds is Jessica. My parents are rich, so I feel entitled and lash out at others as a way of gaining attention. Mendoza.
I had no idea what to do. They gave me no training. So I grabbed the little CB radio thing, and I said the only thing I could think of to stop 2 children with severe anger management disorder from fighting. Grabbed the CB radio and I said, "Hey!" So they kept fighting, and but then I did remember one thing. I remember one little tidbit of wisdom my manager gave me. He said, "If there's ever an incident, remain calm." Like, I see what I did wrong there. I yelled, "Hey," very aggressively. I needed to remain calm. I grabbed the CB radio. With the 2 students currently engaged in a violent altercation, please stop all violent activities. And kindly return to your seats. Fighting continued. If you are currently gouging out the eyes of a fellow student, probably causing permanent soft tissue damage, please be reminded of the policies in your student handbook regarding appropriate student conduct, and kindly return to your seats. The fighting continued. If you are currently trying to rip out the heart of a fellow student while chanting, which I can only assume is some sort of satanic ritual, please be reminded this is still school property and religious worship will not be tolerated. And kindly return to your seat. I had no way to stop him. Pretty much just gave up. I'm like, I just might as well try to make some money. I was like, "Hey, who give me 4-1 on Mendoza? Who wants to give me 4-1 on the Mendoza kid? Anyone?" You know, just become like the Don King of anger bus boxer. Like, "Today we're going to crown the king of the bus. It's going to be a bus rider cloud, a melee on the highway, a rumble in the big yellow jumbo. Only in America can 2 students come together to fight to be the king of the world, the champion, the best of all time. God bless America." So I'm trying to pull the bus over to the side of the road so I could try to, intervene or something, or get beat up myself, probably. And while I'm pulling over, I'm down to about 15 miles an hour, and I'm on a big surface street. I'm just trying to get over. At that time, Jessica, my parents are rich, so I feel entitled and lash out at others as a way of gaining attention, Mendoza, runs to the front of the bus, runs to the door, pushes it open from the inside, which up until that moment, I didn't know was possible. She taught me something that day. I thought that I had control of the door. No, the children do. And while the bus is moving, she jumped off the bus and ran away. And so I called out to her and said the only thing I could think of to get her to stop and come back to the bus. I yelled out and I said, "Hey!" And she ran away. So I watched a Hitler documentary recently. Does that make everybody uncomfortable? I just gotta say, it was the first time I'd ever seen subtitles in a Hitler speech. And that guy sounded a lot more angry than what he was ever actually saying. He'd be like, "Germany will be a beautiful country again." I just think there's too much anger in the world, If we could just be more understanding, more forgiving, more optimistic, you know. It's like the news, too. The news is horrible, right? Like, I was watching the news, and this headline popped up, and it said, elderly man beaten half to death. Like, really? Is that what we need to report? We can't report something optimistic? Like elderly man beaten half to life? Or, who knows? We don't know how close he was to death when the incident happened. Half to death might have been an improvement. Elderly man on his deathbed was beaten half to death. Doctors are calling it a miracle. Let's be optimistic. I'm so angry all the time, you know? Like, oh my gosh, like the traffic in LA. I was driving, and this guy pulls up to me, and he's honking at me. He's flipping me off. And I'm not a confrontational person, but like, I gotta say something to this guy. So I roll down my window, just yell to him. I'm like, hey! I am trying to send a text message here! I did actually feel pretty guilty though, because right after that incident, there was a billboard that said, don't text while driving. And when I read that billboard, I rear-ended the car in front of me. Maybe there should be a sign that says, don't read billboards while driving. And a sign after that that said, obviously, you didn't read the previous billboard. Besides, a billboard that says don't text while driving is 100% guaranteed not to be seen by anybody texting while driving. If you want to get their attention, why don't you text them? Or you pull in front of them, you slam on the brakes, you collect the insurance, they learn a valuable life lesson. Optimism, everybody. That's what I am trying to say. Be optimistic. We're so negative. If we throw the word kill around pretty flippantly in our society, we say it all the time, like, oh, I would kill for a break. Like, oh, I would kill for something to drink. Like, oh, I would kill for a vacation. Like, I'd kill to meet her. Oh, I would kill to get a promotion. I would kill to go on vacation. I would kill for something to eat. I would kill for something to drink. I would kill for some cheesecake. You think we're throwing around felony murder just a little flippantly? Huh? Because you know you can get cheesecake without committing a felony. Yeah. You go to the Cheesecake Factory, you order some cheesecake, you walk out on your bill, that's a misdemeanor. Optimism. Think optimistically. So understand we have some veterans here tonight? Yeah? So, I am a member of a nonprofit group in LA called You Matter Not Alone, which is a suicide prevention help hotline and nonprofit organization to help veterans and students, because unfortunately suicide is a big problem amongst our veterans. And so if anybody is struggling with that, I want you to know that we are here, you matter, and you're not alone, and you can always reach out. And thank you so much for your service for our beloved veterans. If you're a veteran, can we stand up and honor you, please? Veterans, can we honor our veterans? Active military, thank you so much. I gotta be honest, I just did that because I forgot what I was gonna say next. And that gave me an excuse to look at my syllabus. So I am way into self-help, and do it all the books, all the seminars, and I can say after a concerted effort of self-help for about a decade, I am not any better. It's like I went to a Tony Robbins seminar, you know, because at the time I was like in my mid-30s, I was like single, I was a little depressed, I was like $30,000 in debt, but now after the Tony Robbins seminar. I'm in my late 30s. I'm single. I get a little depressed. I'm $33,000 in debt because I put Tony Robbins on a credit card. Which made me feel very awkward when he got to the financial health portion of the seminar and said, "Don't go into unnecessary debt." I'm like, I went into debt to hear you say that. That's all right, because I came up with a strategy. And 2 weeks ago, I am pleased to say that I paid off all of my debt with a loan. Read all the self-help books. Oh, there's one I hadn't read. A friend actually recommended The Power of Intention to me. We heard of The Power of Intention? It's a book. Anyway, so yeah, I went to the bookstore to buy The Power of Intention, and right before I bought it, I changed my mind. Oh, I almost bought Think and Grow Rich, but then I thought about it. I didn't, and I was instantly $15 richer. I didn't need the book, I just needed the title. Oh, I did end up buying The Power of Vulnerability, and I got to tell you something about the power of vulnerability. It's a really good book. Oh, and you want to know what? I don't want you to think I'm less of a man because I get emotional, okay? I see you looking at me like, oh, I could take that guy. Let me tell you something. You may not, I've never lost a fight in my entire life. Yeah, you may think you could take me, but you wouldn't know it looking at me. But I have trained hardcore in the art of nonviolent conflict resolution. Yeah, come at me, bro. Throw some fists. Wait till I hit you back with an empathetic "I feel" statement. Like, oh, what's that, bro? Now you realize we're just the same underneath? What, bro? What? Oh, now you forgot what we were fighting about in the first place, bro? What? Oh, now you want to hug it out? That's what I thought, punk. Yeah, you get in a fight with Paul Green, I make sure everybody wins. So I got a hernia recently. For some reason, I feel like that's the first time that guy has clapped all night. And just so you know, I've got about 10 more minutes if you want to stay. Or just leave. No, that didn't make me feel better. Yeah, I got a hernia playing basketball, which was very emasculating. So it's like basketball, like I want a tough injury, right? I want to like blow out a knee, right? But hernia, just like, basketball's too hard on my tummy. Had to go to the urgent care that night, felt very misled by the name on the building. No sense of urgency whatsoever. The urgent care. They assigned me to a surgeon in a surgical center. They touted themselves as being the most technologically advanced hernia surgical center in the entire country. However, 10 minutes before my operation, the surgeon walks in and says, "What side is the hernia on?" You're asking me? You don't know? You don't know where it's at? So it's like, the right side? And he goes, okay. And then he took out a Sharpie and he wrote yes next to my penis. Oh! Angeles made me feel really good. So the last time someone saw my penis, the answer was no. And she also wrote that with a Sharpie. I don't want to take anything away from the veterans who are here, but I would also just like to point out casually that I am also an American hero. Because, oh, thank you, maybe wait. No, because out of 10 million possible applicants in the Los Angeles area, I was selected for jury duty. And you want to know what? I just went. I didn't try to get out of it, didn't pretend to be injured or racist or anything. Although I did have a hernia and I do get cast as a racist, I didn't play any of those cards. So on the first day, jury duty, we're all hanging out in the courtroom for the first time, and I see this attractive lady. And I'm like, well, we might be here a while. Maybe this calls for some flirtatious court humor. So I just leaned in and I was like, let's just find this guy guilty and get out of here. Which I thought, it was charming enough. Okay, maybe not the best joke, but I'm like, that's enough to be like breaking the ice. She looks straight forward, doesn't say anything, and about 10 seconds later just walks away. I'm like, okay, sorry. My jokes aren't good enough. I'm not this guy. But I thought I'd at least get a chuckle, or like, he's trying, but nothing. So then they call all the jurors into the courtroom, and that's when I learned that there was not a juror. That there was the Assistant District Attorney of Los Angeles. And she was about to prosecute a double homicide. So clearly, not in the mood for humor. It wasn't me, it was the circumstance. Then things got a little weird. So the judge stands up, he starts giving his jury instructions, and the first thing he says is, jurors, under no circumstance are you to speak to the attorneys. Has anyone here had any communication with the attorneys? He goes, tell me exactly what you said to the attorney. Why don't you say we just find this guy guilty and get out of here? And everyone in the courtroom laughed. I'm like, I knew it was a good joke. So then the judge says, great. Now this whole jury panel is tampered with because they're not going to take the prosecution seriously. He released the entire jury panel, and that's why I'm an American hero. This is the saddest part of all show. For you. This is when it's over. But interestingly enough, that's also the best part of the show for me. go. I hope you like my jokes a little more than that guy in the back row. I had a lot of fun. We talked about a noble cause, and this audience is always confused when to applause. And I don't mean to sound surly when I got offended by those two people who decided to leave early. What really bothers me about pop music? Oh, thank you. You know, we give so much money to pop musicians, you know, like lyricists and stuff. We call them artists, you know. Every time a pop musician can't think of a lyric to sing, they just start singing na-na. They just sing na-na. We let them get away with it all the time. It's like, oh, na-na, what's my name? Oh, na-na, na-na, na-na-na. You make me feel so na-na, 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 hey, 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 good night. Dick. Na 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 na, I wanna start a fight. Na 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 na, I wanna make up right now. Na na, that's what makes you beautiful. Na 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 na, always like na na na. If I were a rich girl, na 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 na. Getting jiggy with it, na 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 na. Getting jiggy with it, na 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 na. Turn the lights off, carry me home, na 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 na. If you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. Na 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 na. And all my people say, na 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 na. Yeah yeah yeah, na 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 na. Batman, don't you give up, na na na. I won't give up, na na na. I need someone to help me now, na 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 na. Na na na, my angel is the centerfold. Na 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 na, my angel is Havana, ooh na na. How about my heart is in Havana? Na 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 na. But anyway, as I was saying before. And now I have to go and travel far. I'll leave a silent tear for you. But before I go and get in my car, why don't we all sing my favorite song that also has na na. Na na all great. Thank you all so very much. I appreciate you. I love you. You matter. You are not alone. Please keep it going for the producer, Randy! Thank you, Paul.